Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into the absolutely fascinating microscopic battles and alliances that are happening right inside of you at this very moment. I want you to imagine the human body as a highly secure, incredibly complex fortress. We're going to look closely at the chemical keys, or ligands, that have the power to bind to our receptors and basically open the doors to this fortress. Some of these keys are brought in to repair the walls, while others, well, they sneak in, trick the guards, and completely hijack the system. It's a pretty wild story of biological balance. So you might be wondering, what actually happens when foreign chemicals enter our bodies? To really grasp this, we need to look at how these chemical messengers interact with our natural defenses. When a chemical enters the fortress, whether you swallow it, inhale it, or inject it, it doesn't just float around aimlessly. No, it goes straight to work. It searches for specific receptors, essentially looking for the exact biological lock that matches its unique chemical structure. And how tightly that key fits, what we call its affinity, and how the body responds to it, that is the absolute foundation of everything we're exploring today. Section 1. What is pharmacology? To really understand these chemical keys, we need to wrap our heads around pharmacology itself. It isn't just about mixing chemicals in a lab, right? It's the branch of biology concerned with the study of drugs, their sources, and exactly how they interact with the systems of the human body. We're talking about understanding where these drugs come from, whether that's plants, animals, or synthesized artificially in a lab, and how they act as either our protectors or our invaders. It's a two-way street, really. You've got pharmacodynamics, which is what the drug actually does to our body, and pharmacokinetics, which is how our body metabolizes and reacts to the drug. Section 2. The power of medicinal drugs. Let's kick things off with the good guys, the protagonists of our story. Medicinal drugs swoop in to support the fortress in some very specific, vital ways. They're basically tools for treating illnesses, preventing diseases, relieving severe pain, and diagnosing specific conditions. So whether it's actively fighting off an ongoing issue, fortifying the walls before an attack even happens, calming the nervous system down when you're under intense stress, or acting like chemical flares to light up hidden problems for doctors to see, these chemicals are all about restoring biological balance. Section 3. Defending with antibiotics. Now let's zoom in on a highly specialized class of medicine. Antibiotics act as targeted assassins, actively seeking out and destroying harmful bacterial invaders without damaging the host fortress. What makes them so miraculously effective is their selectivity. They target biological mechanisms that are unique to harmful bacteria, like disrupting specific cell wall structures that human cells don't even have. By hitting those unique vulnerabilities, they wipe out the invaders while leaving your own host fortress completely unharmed. They are literally the ultimate biological reinforcements. Section 4. Vaccines, our immune shield. But what if we could train the fortress to defend itself before the invaders ever arrive? Think of vaccines like brilliant training simulators for our immune system. The process is pretty straightforward. Step 1, we introduce a weakened or dead version of a pathogen. It's a harmless antigen that looks scary but is completely disarmed. Step 2, this safe exposure triggers your immune system to launch a full-scale response, generating specific antibodies. And step 3, it creates memory cells. These cells stick around like veteran guards, so if the real, dangerous pathogen ever tries to invade later, your fortress already knows exactly how to neutralize it immediately. But here's the thing, pharmacology absolutely has a dual nature. On one hand, we have medicinal drugs, chemicals carefully used to heal, protect, and restore biological balance. But on the other hand, we have addictive drugs. These are chemicals that bypass our defenses entirely to hijack the brain's reward system. And this is where we transition into the darker, much more dangerous side of pharmacology. Section 5. The trap of addictive drugs. Now we have to confront the antagonists of this biological story. Addictive drugs deceive the body, mimicking natural messengers to create a devastating psychological and physical dependency trap. These substances don't heal us, they manipulate us. They act as powerful chemical agonists, shaped so similarly to our own natural neurotransmitters like dopamine that they literally plug directly into our brain's reward receptors. Once they're in, they flood the brain with artificial pleasure signals. Over time, the brain is tricked into craving more of the drug just to feel normal. The fortress basically becomes entirely dependent on the invader. Section 6. Fallout of drug addiction. And the terrifying part is that the damage doesn't stay locked inside the internal fortress. The fallout of drug addiction spills out into the real world across 3 devastating categories: social, psychological, and physical. Physically, you're looking at severe organ damage, brutal withdrawal symptoms, and actual neurological changes to the brain's wiring. Psychologically, this dependency breeds severe depression, anxiety, and a completely altered perception of reality. And socially, the overwhelming need for the drug overrides everything else, leading to severe isolation, strained relationships, and often a rise in crime rates. It's a total, devastating system collapse. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. Ultimately, what defines the fine line between a life-saving medicine and a destructive poison? We've seen how chemicals can be precision assassins that save our lives and deceptive hijackers that completely destroy them. Often, that incredibly fine line just comes down to dosage, intent, and a profound understanding of our own biology. It really makes you stop and ponder the immense, dual power of the chemicals we interact with every single day. Keep questioning, keep learning, and thanks so much for joining me to explore the wild world of pharmacology.